recording, you're watching this whenever you want to watch this. So lucky you. Yes.
Like what?
We're back. We're struggling with technical issues. Obviously, it's why you're watching this at your own free leisure and not live on Twitch, where you can find us every Sunday at 7 a.m. Eastern-ish. We're obviously missing Chris and Kelly. Darn. Sucks to be them. Sucks to be these guys. We'll find out. We'll do a real quick recap before we get into the nitty-gritty of this. Buck, what happened last session?
Oh gosh. Okay, so
Oh golly.
Listen, so we were in Carcerai, and then we decided, ooh golly gee, what if we got Thaben? And then Callus stabbed me in the stomach for 18 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I was teleported to another dimension where I screamed, and then Thaben showed up, which really, really conveniently, which was great because I thought I was gonna have to like walk around a bit, but he was just there, within yelling distance, which means he probably didn't go very far when he got teleported there. But anyways, I was like, "Hey, buddy, listen, we gotta be buddies for a while." And he said, "Okay, I will be buddies." And then we shook hands, and I brought him back using my hat. And then everyone's like, "Hey, Thaben, fuck off." And I'm calling him Tobias now because I'm guessing he doesn't like people using his full name. And now
Right.
And then we're gonna fight some guys, and they're gonna be angry at us.
You know, Buck really encapsulated the recap. I don't know if anyone has much to add. Does anybody have much to add?
The wombat's name is Vombatus Uranus, which makes me think that they're tiny little bears.
I guess we're live. Hi, internet.
Mm-hmm.
We're sure trying this thing.
We're trying.
Our God is an awesome God. He reigns.
Do we have to keep doing a recap? Can we just do this shit show? Let's go.
Yeah, Buck really did cover the recap.
I got a recap for you. Watch last episode, numbnuts. Let's go.
The only thing to note here is that just as the group was beginning to cast various versions of Tiny Hut to sleep, our favorite Bladesong wizard, Balthazar Braunhaven, decided this was a great time to cast Chain Lightning instead. So, you know what? That's the consequences we're going to deal with right now. Thomas, can you refresh my memory on the DC for this save?
Yes. I'm not even full health.
Fuck, bud, me neither.
19.
All right, and it's a dexterity saving throw, yeah?
Yes.
Good. All right, first guy.
Yeah, because the environment's been hurting us. I had to double check my
15.
spells to see if we had been in a fight at all.
Is a failure, so 50 points of damage. Second guy.
Electricity.
A 2. 50 points of damage. Third one. Natural 1 minus 2 for -1. 50 points of damage. And the last guy.
-1.
Hey man, I sympathize as a player who has a character with a negative initiative modifier. This one's still only a 14, so it's a 50 points of damage. As Balthazar impulsively lets off this chain lightning incantation ahead to these broken down, worn down creatures all hovering around an ice-clad platform. They all look very rough. You can hear the bats and of the bodies falling apart, pieces of their limbs just dropping to the ground and crumbling, their icy forms not really holding up to the lightning that was sent their way very well at all. They look not happy and they're very alert. Refresher to the party. The ice bridge you are on is roughly 15 feet above the water.
Ooh, do you want to start combat camps?
Yeah, you know what? Sure. fuck it up, Kenneth. Let's just go right there. Let's just go right there.
Here's our
The icy bridge is 15 feet above the water. The darker blue ice platforms are 40 feet, and the lower ones are 30 feet for your remembrance, give or take. Yeah, they're paying attention to you guys. They are very aware of your presence. And I guess we're just jumping into it. Rakesh, you're top of the round with initiative 23. Balthazar just shot off this this chain lightning. What do you want to do?
Blah, blah, blah. I was gonna need to see something. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go fly. I'm gonna take the dash action,
Okay.
and I will be on team right there.
Ooh, yeah, Rakesh, channeling the energy from his mask, bolts across, hovering 120 feet away from the rest of the party, but only 10 feet away from some of the combatants. Anything else you would like to do, Rakesh?
Yeah. I'm gonna cast. Oh no, I already dash.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Obol on number 5. So we need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Number 5.
Yeah.
15.
It is 17 to pass, so it's a fail. His speed is halved until the end of his next turn.
Oof, okay. Good to know. Is that everything from Rakesh?
Yes.
All right, that brings us to this guy here in the back, number 4. He's actually just going to crawl up onto the icy platform and make his way to this first head crystal. And he's going to use his action to grab onto the horns. And that is going to be the end of his turn. Bringing us to Anawana, who is going to expend a use of her wild shape to become a little larger. She is going to take on the form of an elemental, and we're gonna go with let's go with a fire elemental. Yep.
Shit.
Circle of the Moon.
Oh.
And she becomes large. And she is going to hover up just as a side there, and that is her bonus action. And she is going to use 50 feet of her movement, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And she is going to get to here in her fire form. And she will take a little bit of damage, but she's okay. And that is the end of Anawana's turn. Bringing us to Balthazar. What's Balthazar doing, Thomas?
Balthazar and Phil. Where is Ace? He's gonna cast Ace on himself.
Okay. Balthazar is hasted.
Third level, of course.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, is going to start a blind sign.
Okay. Getting a little bit of that extra buffage there. All right.
We need to waste. Yes, and can move, I guess.
Yep.
And of his turn.
Alrighty. That brings us to this guy over here. One of the other broken down, decrepit individuals is going to crawl up onto the platform as well and make his way over to the crystalline vessel, placing the hands on the horn that are attached to the chains. And that is his action and his movement. And number 2 is going to make the exact same pattern. Reaching over, grabbing onto the platform, grabbing the crystal with his hands. And that brings us to Maylin.
Oh boy.
Maylin, you see a fiery form ahead of you with Rakesh dashing off in mad flight and Balthazar casting an incantation focused on himself. What would you like to do?
Malin looks up at Thaben. Says, "Can you get me over there?"
We can certainly try.
May holds her action.
All right. What is May's action and her? I'm guessing her trigger is being brought over by Theban.
Yeah, the action is that we're going to try and wait until somebody's within range so I can get my sneak attacks, but just kind of waiting until we're near enough to start throwing some stuff.
Some hands.
Yeah, throwing hands.
Alrighty. Sounds good to me. That brings us to May's Echo.
So,
But that's on your turn.
May's Echo is going to go where she goes.
Okay, perfect. Callus, that brings us to you. What are you doing, buddy?
Am I able to squeeze past Dio?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
You can walk through people's bubbles, no problem.
Cool. 3, 4, yeah, Callus just moves up, ready for a fight.
All right. Do you want to use your action, bonus action, or anything else?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll action dash.
Love it. Fire Anawana moves out of the way ever so slightly, let you by because she's hovering. All right. That is the end of Callus's turn, which brings us to Thaben. He's going to grab a ring on his hand that May looks all too familiar to you as you are wearing one of yours. He is going to twist one of the bands that wraps around 2 of his fingers, and he is going to grab onto the side of your waist and pull you close and cast Dimension Door on the 2 of you, bringing you right to the top of this platform. How's this for close?
Good enough.
And
Thank you.
he is going to use 5, 10 feet of his movement, 5 feet to climb up, and he is going to get on the platform here. That's the end of Thaben's turn. Number 5 is going to run up to Thaben and take a hit on him here.
Me.
Perfect. Go ahead. Roll an attack.
As soon as it's in melee range. Let me just check and see which things I have left. I have everything left. Fantastic.
Yeah, you guys had to take a long rest for a little bit of damage, but I think resource-wise, you guys were pretty okay.
So this one's going to be immobilizing strike, so it's going to be a dex save, I believe.
Dexterity saving throw from number 5.
If I hit.
All right. I don't see it being too much of a problem.
I rolled 26.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. I've lost my D8. How did I lose just my D8? There it is.
What a weird dice to lose
I
too,
know.
because it's not like you're grabbing it like so much.
Well, I am because that's
I mean, you are, yeah, I guess, yeah.
all I do. Ooh, that's not good. That is 4, 8, 14, 22, 26 points of psychic damage, and the dex save is -8. Shit.
All right, 22 points of damage. And a dexterity saving throw,
-8.
-8. He already has a -2 for a total of 7 is what is coming out of that after all is said and done.
On a failure, the target is
so
unable
he
to
just-
move until the end of your next turn, and if an ally was within 5 feet of the enemy, you can use a bonus action to allow them to make an attack against the held creature, which I will.
All right. Thaben, looking at the creature here and getting that signal from you, is going to shift just one of his claws out and take a swipe attack at him, which I assume will probably hit with a 16. That definitely hits for a total of 12 points of damage. This creature that between you and Thaben have thralled into basically a bloodied state is frozen in spot and does not look very good.
Great.
He looks pretty fucking rough. Anything else from Malin?
Nope.
Or I guess that's Thaben's turn.
That's Thaben's.
But that was
its
Malin's
turn.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was its turn. Which brings us to number 3. He is going to dash forward, jumping down off the platform and getting close to May. May, he's going to make 3 attacks at you. First, he's going to swipe once with each hand out towards you. First one is a 20 to hit. Second one is a 14 to hit.
Is 20, if it's my AC, tie goes to defender?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it doesn't hit.
So it misses. And then noticing his disappointment, he's going to lunge forward, mouth wide open. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
All right. He's going to latch on his mouth to you. You're going to take 5 points of piercing damage as he kind of like finds a soft spot in your padded armor and kind of gnaws his teeth through, bringing that to the end of his turn. Buck, what was Dio's initiative? Sorry, I don't have him on my tracker.
14.
All right. We missed Dio's turn, so Dio will give you a turn now. Dio, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna move my full movement. Like a dash action, I guess.
Love to hear it.
And get 60 feet upward, which is, what's that? Can I sneak past these people?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Okay. And I get there. And then, as a bonus action, I will. As a bonus action, I will.
You will.
As a bonus action, I will give inspiration to Callus.
How do you inspire Callus, Dio?
Like always, Dio begins to play symphony, and Callus hears just adrenaline pumping music in his ears, just like cage fighter music, like it's intensely
Like WWE intro music?
Yeah, like Chris Jericho himself just showed up behind Callus.
Very good. Very good.
I find this so funny, just to like go off a tangent, because Wombat one time sent me like a very specific song. It's like, this is on Callus's playlist. And it was Chris Jericho's intro music.
Judas' intro music. Judas, yeah.
And it was like,
Yeah,
the time we've come full circle, guys.
Here's a non-copywritten version of Judas.
Oh, excellent. Sweet. Okay, that's my jam.
Slightly MIDI. All right, that's everything from Dio. Bringing us back up to the top of the round. Rakesh, you're close. What do you want to do, buddy?
I'm gonna fuck someone.
Hot. Let's
Okay.
go.
Damn, Thomas. Eh? What?
This is a different situation than I thought.
Yeah.
Fabian, how's it going, bestie buddy?
Rikus is gonna go here
Okay,
and touch number 3 as
go
he
ahead and make
cast,
an attack with an advantage
No,
as
has
you're
he-
flanking.
he cast decay on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I rolled a 3 and a 5. Woo.
Well done.
Plus 9, so 11.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess
And
that's
is it a saving throw or is it just a
No.
hit?
It's to it. I just
And it was an 11?
Yeah.
That hits, roll damage.
Oh shit.
Wow. Okay, I was not ready for this. Where are my D10? This
Guys, not everything always has such a high AC, Thomas.
This feel too easy to anyone else being the 6th level of Cursor. These guys just
The problem
work
is
really
the
easy.
thing's getting to the platform. We need to stop that.
So that is 19 necrotic damage.
Yeah. He does not look great as you punch through into him, grabbing onto his what's remaining of his flesh, and begin to rapidly put him back into the soil from which he came. Anything else, Thomas?
No.
All right, that brings us to number 4, who is going to continue just to hold on to the crystal ahead of him. And that is his action.
Is number 3 dead?
Number 3 is not dead yet, but he's
Okay.
getting fucking close.
Okay.
He is very similar to the one face to face with the Bon. He is not looking so fantastic. Anawana is going to use her movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and oh boy. And she is going to use 2 of her flame bursts right at 1 at 5 and 1 at 1. And so she's going to make an attack. 2 plus 5. That doesn't hit. Wow, but 13 plus 5 does. Blasting this purpley red energy right towards the creature in front of Theban, melting him and putting him down into nothing but a pile of dead flesh and bone. That is the end of Anawana's turn. Brings us to Dio. What do you like to do?
Listen, I'm gonna even do a thing where I go in there. It's gonna be in the thing. So
Definitely.
what I'm gonna be is I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna boop. This is water.
It is broken ice over water, kind of like when a pond or an ice rink isn't set all the way.
So it's soup.
It's soup.
Ah, dang. Ice soup, my favorite. That's what we used to eat when I was young because I couldn't afford things. I'm gonna try to do a thing, but it's unlikely to work because I don't know actually, maybe it's gonna work. One second. I forget this is an option. I forget there's the little measuring tapes. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to cast the best spell,
Oh.
Immolation.
Okay.
I need number 1 to no, what's the dexterity? No, yeah, a dex save.
Dexterity saving throw number 1.
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
Did you do it?
I'm making the deck save right now. Just give me one sec.
Oh
Sorry.
my god.
A 7.
7? That's a fucking failure. He's going to take a lot of fire damage. Hopefully. Oh, that's a couple ones. 24 fire damage?
Oof, yeah. Number 1, holding on to the crystal horns of this vessel, is struggling to keep its fingers on lock. Sorry, I've got another situation arising in our corner. It's holding on to the crystal with its bare hands, and it's not looking so great.
And then I will do nothing else.
All right, that brings us to
Balthazar.
Balthazar. What's Balthazar doing?
Balthazar is going up right next to Callus. And
Okay.
so... Oh, why can I move Dio? You ready, Callus? As he casts Dimension Door. Right between 1 and 2. With
Okay.
With Callus.
Rakesh reaching out, grabbing onto Callus.
No, it's
Warp.
not Rakesh. It's not Rakesh.
Balthazar, right. I forgot you're playing both of them. I was like, I'm just going to believe that he has Dimension Door. I trust Thomas. Balthazar grabbing onto the waist of Callus, brings them through a portal to the other side, bringing them much closer to the situation at hand. Anything else from Balthazar?
You can move yourself, Callus. And
Sweet.
so that was an action. Yes, an action. So he's going to strike with his rapier. Rapier. The number 1.
We're getting a melee Balthazar.
He's
He
blade
can do
singing.
that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm aware it can be done. I just, in my experience, Balthazar hasn't done a lot of it.
I know,
No.
this is going to be great. Make an attack, Thomas.
So that is 17.
17 hits, roll damage.
So that's max damage 12. 12 piercing.
12 piercing damage. All right. Anything else from Balthazar? All right. 12 piercing. Number 1's really fucking struggling to hold on. You see maybe 2 fingers left on each hand as Balthazar carves through its decrepit form, just white knuckling if it had flesh to white knuckle with. Alrighty. That brings us to number 1, who is just going to use his action to dig his feet into the ground and hold on a little bit harder. And number 2 is going to do the exact same thing. Just hold on for the dear life. Brings us to Maylin.
Hi.
What would you like to do?
Malin looks kind of around this guy at Rakesh. Have you got this?
Yes.
Great. I think that I have enough movement to get up here to number 1. I do.
Yeah, the ledge here is difficult terrain, so it's going to cost you double movement, but you're good to go otherwise.
Yeah. I have enough with double movement to get up.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
I am going to... No, you know what? I don't have to get into melee range. I'm just going to bonus action disengage. Come over by the stairs to get some cover.
Yep.
And then I'm going to just whip a psychic dagger at number 1. No fancy business on this one. 26 to hit.
All right. That definitely fucking hits.
Okay, this is with sneak attack because Balthi's in melee range.
Mhm.
Fucking balls. 3, 5, 10, 16, 20 points of psychic damage. And then I'm going to move my echo to be up here. So it's going to take the movement that I didn't take, basically.
All right. As you throw these spectral daggers out into the minds of whatever is standing before you, you see this one begin to cripple down, dropping to its bony knees, hitting the deck. The crystal in the center, as this creature is holding on to its horns, begins to thumb. You can hear the voom, voom, as it lets out this vibrating noise and begins to slightly glow a light blue. Anything else from Maylin?
The one that it's currently holding, so it hasn't died.
The creature has died, yes. The creature's dead. The crystal it's holding on to has begun to vibrate out.
All right. I think that we need to get them to let go before they die. Maybe we can just remove their hands? That's my turn.
All right. Brings us to Thaban, who's going to look around and go, interesting concept, and simply going to cast, let's go with,
Fireball.
no, he's going to cast Polymorph on no, he's not. He's going to cast fuck, let's just go with a simple Firebolt. He's going to cast Firebolt at 16 plus 8 definitely hits for a whopping damage. Couple of damage. 2d10, 3d10. That's not a d10. I know how to play a spellcaster, I promise. 10 plus 7 is 17 plus 3. 20 points of damage at number 4 there. Looking like he's barely holding on now himself. The bits of ice on his skin slowly melting off, dripping down to the ground. And that is the end of Thaven's. Actually, Thaven's going to take movement 10 feet up onto the deck. Callus, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I want to chop number 2's hands off.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack. The stat sheet actually has rules for delimbing. So pause, please. Go ahead and make an attack first.
First one is a 16.
That hits. So
Second
roll
one
damage. And so
is
go ahead,
also
yeah.
a 16.
Perfect. Both hit. Roll damage, and then you're going to additionally roll 2 d20s. There is a range for each body part on this stat sheet. It's just a flat d20, no modifiers. Depending what you roll on the d20 is what you lob off.
Wait, it's a
Okay.
random body part?
Yeah. If I'm aiming directly for the hands,
So
surely
yeah,
it'd be the hands,
if you,
right?
it's just like how well you lob it off. Like if you can lob it off, essentially, it's
If
like
you-
what you got to
okay.
get.
It is if you could only the finger or if you could at the wrist.
Yeah, if you get it at the wrist or...
Okay. 17 points of slashing damage across
Okay,
the 2
no.
attacks.
Perfect.
And 2 d20s. First one is a nat 20. Second one
Perfect.
is a nat 20.
Well, you wasted your nat 20s. Congratulations. They're gone now. Not coming back.
Man, these Callus dice are fucking wicked.
Yeah. As you kind of reach out, Callus, you lob through the hands of this creature holding on and watch as its wrists separate from its bones. The hands still cemented on, but the body kind of stumbles back and you see its arms being wristless, really. It's separated from the thing it was trying to hold on to, and it doesn't look like it's going to stand very much longer. It looks pretty fucking rough.
Well,
Anything else Callus wants to do?
May leans over to Thaben and goes, "That's my fucking man."
No, nothing else.
Alrighty. That brings us to number 3 in front of Rakesh here. Gonna make multi-attack at you, Rakesh. Going to swipe out with each hand before reaching out with its mouth. First one is a 21, second one is a 15.
I have 21.
Both miss as it kind of like swipes around trying to find purchase with your body, but it's still frustrated with what's going on. And it lunges forward with its face, biffing its what should be its cheek off your elbow, missing horribly. But it tried its very best, and its very best wasn't good enough. As we get back to the top of the round, I do apologize for the disruption as we throw in another human very sloppily into this combat. Give us 2 shakes of a stick as Buck sings us a little ditty.
Just have her jump in. Just have her jump in. It'll be fine. Just have her jump in. Just put your cam on and keep going. I got this. I'm doing it.
Dio's just on the
Alrighty.
other side of this chasm,
the
just
string
being like,
going, oh my god, everything is at once.
"You guys are
I
doing
got
great."
it. I got it.
I got it. It's fine. Fantastic. That brings us to Rakesh. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
I see you have Rakesh will taunt a little bit the other guy. I see you have problem with your teeth and me. And he's gonna punch him.
Roll an attack.
Punch him in his teeth, of course. Yeah, and because I take an attack, I can make another attack. Ooh, and because of that, I can use a flurry of blow to make an attack and to make another attack.
The fuck?
Hell yeah, punch him up.
I think I'm doing maybe an overkill thing.
No, never.
So 18, 16, 23, and 16.
Who keeps dropping off?
Oh,
Was,
we lost somebody.
Just trying to make Nikki's jump hard.
Listen.
Who
So I went
keeps
to mute
dropping
myself
off?
and
Who's doing
I did,
this?
but I meant to mute myself, but I clicked the wrong button the first time. When I came back,
So-
I went to do it again, and I was thinking about how I clicked the wrong button. and
All
I
right,
refused
Thomas,
to
what
click
did you
the
roll?
wrong button.
So 216, 118, and 123.
All 4 of them hit. Roll damage.
I need to just find enough to be 8. No, it's D6. I'm dumb. No, it's D8. Oh my god. So that's so 5 plus plus 7. So that's
13.
13 plus 12, that's 25, plus 9. That's 34.
Rakesh, you just start laying fists into this creature, punching through it, and literally you just get to a point of such anger and frustration. You're beating onto its corpse as it collapses to the ground in front of you. Anything else you want to do?
No, see, I'm gonna move. Oh yeah, no worry. I'm gonna go right here on number 4. And
Okay.
a fighter.
End of your turn. Perfect. That brings us to number 4, who is there. He is going to use his turn to hold on and or not hold on. Yeah, hold on. He's still holding on. Number 2 is not. Hold on and push his life force farther into the stone as his hands begin to fuse, and you see this bright blue kind of icy color, similar to the crystal in the middle of this chained vessel, crawl up his hands as he drops to the ground, being only left a portion of flesh and stone. Which brings us to this guy here. Crawling out of the water is another icy formed figure. It is going to make the slow 30-foot climb up the side of this, and that will be its literal full movement, one turn just to climb on up to the top. Which brings us to... Whoops, I zoomed in way too far. Which brings us to Anawana. Anawana, you're currently a fire elemental pulling forth into this chaotic situation at hand. What would you like to do?
This one's fully up over the edge.
Just, yes. Holding on, standing right at the tip of the iceberg, essentially.
She's going to move over to smack it twice or touch it.
All right, go ahead and make an attack.
So D20 plus 6.
For 26 total.
Oh no, I said D20 plus 6, sorry. So it's 5 plus 6 for the first one, so 11 to hit the first time.
Yep, that hits. Roll damage.
That'll be 7 points of fire damage.
Perfect.
Second hit, 12 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
And then 8 points of fire damage a second time.
Perfect. Anything else from Anawana?
She'll move through it, so that way it takes the
movement damage as well?
yes.
Perfect. And what does it get for damage from there?
I roll a d10 and it catches fire, so it'll take 9 points of fire damage.
Okay, Anawana, as you pass through this creature, the bits of remaining decayed flesh slowly begin to catch a flame as it is standing atop this structure made of ice, and it is now burning actively. Anything else you want to do?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. After Anawana brings us to Dio. Dio, the only one remaining of your party back on the ice bridge. What do you want to do?
What's going on over there?
Take off their hands.
Sure, let me grab my scissors. Dio is gonna like look down at the water. You said how far of a drop is it?
15 feet.
Dio's gonna hop down.
All right. Dio,
Try
go
to
ahead.
extremely gingerly walk across this broken ice.
Exactly. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check, Dio. See how gently and gracefully you can disperse your weight.
Yeah, fucking 24, Taylor.
You're pretty good. You take a whole 6 points of fall damage there as you drop down, hitting your knee on one of these icy platforms below, but you manage to stabilize yourself quite quickly. This is considered difficult terrain, Dio, so half movement, but you are currently safe and stable on the ice water.
My full movement, which is 30, I guess, now.
Yeah.
To just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Perfect. All right, with Dio getting closer and seeing a little bit of the chaos that's happening above, that brings us to Balthazar's turn. What's Balthazar doing?
Yeah, forget that's me. Oh, I'm multi. Like Chris, I'm gonna.
What
You gotta
would
hit a
Chris
line
do?
of. You gotta hit a line of coke and get in character.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I'm speed.
Let's
boys.
go.
Like, I have too much action that I don't know what to do with it. Like,
Saturdays for the Coke boys.
Saturday.
Taylor knows all about that, right? Nose Beers Matthews.
do number
Yeah,
7 and
caught
6
me.
look different than the others, or?
No, they don't actually. I mean, like different in the sense that they were previously different humans, but the same form of decay and ice burns that the other ones have are still very present on these guys.
That's okay. Sorry. So he's gonna push number 1. Like just so he does not touch the thing.
So number 1 is dead. 1
Yeah,
and
but
4 are dead.
But is it still touching the gem?
Like sort of in the way like a dead person's body just like
It kind of already
slumps
put its
onto
power in, my
things.
friend. It already did
Yeah.
its thing.
Yeah. But do you think it is activated?
We need to
don't
keep
know.
the other ones from touching it. Just play defense on the things coming up.
I'm gonna move here. And gonna cast Ray of Frost because I want to keep spell on number 6.
All right, go ahead and make an attack.
So that's plus that. So 15.
That hits. Roll damage.
Well, 17 frost damage, cold damage.
Yeah. That was a pretty decent hit. You see it like beginning to make its way towards the edge, but as you put this ray of frost into a Balthazar, it like pushes back out of just impulse and does not look like it's moving very quickly anymore. Anything else from Balthazar?
No, because I don't know what to do with his one action left.
Okay.
Balthazar would really help
That-
us out if you could figure out what's going on with this thing, maybe how to shut it off, how to stop it, do something
Yeah,
with
maybe
your thoughts.
yeah.
You're smarter than we are, generally.
forget that. So can we know something about the magic thing, or
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana or Perception check. I'll let you pick.
it will be an Arcana. So it's 19.
19. Balthazar, as you take a quick look at the two crystals you're standing between, you notice that there's something inside of them. Some kind of body-like form tucked into a fetal position. You can see hands braced overhead, knees up to chest. There's something inside, either drawing power or exuding power, maybe both. You've never seen a capsule like this, but it is giving off some form of magical energy.
Okay, so do I think there is something living in it?
You can see something in it. You're not sure if it's living, but there's something in it.
And do I know if it's a good idea to destroy it?
You have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. There's something strange in those crystal,
I'll
like something. Yeah.
keep these things away. I'll check it out.
Okay. That's the end of Balthazar.
All right, that brings us up to number 6 here, who's going to very gingerishly begin the crawl up the wall, using its full speed to just barely get over the top. And then it is going to use its action to dash. 10, 15, 20. Rakesh, it's entering and leaving your melee if you would like an attack of opportunity.
Why not? That's an 11.
That hits. Roll damage.
9.
All right. It begins to get over, and it is hovering around the body of number 2, and it's kind of like darting its deep set eyes from Callus to the crystal to the zombie creature beside it. That brings us to number 2's turn. Now handless, it's only got a mouth to do things with. So it's gonna that mouth bite, and it's gonna take 3 bite attacks at Callus because that's all it's got going on for its mouth. Natural 20 for a total of 23, Callus.
Silvery barbs.
Yep.
So you're using your silvery barbs on it?
I'm going to use my silvery barbs on her silvery barbs.
I'm going to give my advantage to Balthazar.
Okay. And he will re-roll the attack. Natural 1 for a total of 4. Very different outcomes. Second attack was a 13, but that misses. Third attack is a 6. So frustrated with its situation, it makes a mouth attack, a bite attack towards you, Callus. And this light teal blue energy comes radiating out, smacking and pushing, almost like a spectral hand, shoving its way in between your flesh and the creature. And it tries a couple more times to get into your space, but fails all 3 times.
Taylor, I use Mage Hand to stick fingers down one of the bad guys' throats and make them vomit.
Ew.
Specific, but like points for creativity.
May hears in her head, thank you.
But guys, he was hungry.
Just Widowy needs a snack.
Widowy.
That brings us to Malin's turn. Malin, what do you want to do?
I'm spending my entire turn getting up with the echo of somebody. If you can move me, Tay, just that way I don't have to keep flicking back and forth. And just at where number 1 is, just use like going back and forth with the echo just for flavor, just like flickering back and forth to get different angles on this thing, find out what's inside of here, how it's attached, if it's a trap. If it's powering something.
I will let you make a perception check.
Okay.
Or no, we'll say investigation because you're investigating. You're looking at something.
Okay.
You're trying to figure it out.
I have advantage on it.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
I'm gonna say no then.
28.
You have no idea how this thing works. The arcane, not your specialty.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it's not trapped in a traditional sense that you recognize, if at all.
Mm-hmm.
It is drawing and absorbing energy. It looks, from what you can gather, just from experiencing other vessels and other arcane implements that absorb energy, like your spell storing ring. Mm-hmm. You also know it can probably put out said energy at any given time. As for what's inside of it, the one you're looking at right in front of you, you see another creature hurled over in the fetal position. You can't really make out facial features because it's so foggy. It's not translucent enough. You can make out a little bit of an elongated jaw, more like elven features. That's really all you can tell.
Then
It's
I'm going
very
to-
hard to see through.
Then I'm going to spend my turn figuring out how to remove this crystal from this housing. That's going to be my entire
So the entire thing is a crystal. The entire
the
vessel is a
skull and
crystal.
everything.
Yeah, the skull and everything is a crystal. There is a chain connecting it to a more ornate center. But the entire horned skull head is crystal now.
Then I'm going to spend my turn getting the chain apart.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Do I get anything with my tools?
Mommy.
There's not a traditional point to like unhinge. The chain is inside the crystal. There's not like a joint at any point or like a loop that this
Do I have
chain
anything
connects
for it?
to.
I have a crowbar.
I was gonna say, if you've got something, I would love to hear your creative solution.
I've
I
got crowbars.
love.
Yeah, I'm going through my stuff right now. I've got a crowbar.
So what you do
I've got.
So take the crowbar, loop it through two.
Oh, you know what? You know what
ends
I
of the
have?
chain,
Hang on. No,
and
we're gonna
begin
get
to
creative.
twist.
No. We're gonna get creative.
That's too easy.
We're gonna dump out my gray bag of tricks. Let's see what I get.
I just taught you how to break a chain with a crowbar from experience.
I got 2 dire wolves and a badger. So I am
Oh yeah,
going to.
they're gonna help so much. Quick, badger, chew through the chain.
No, they're going to just pull and try and disconnect it at the connection to the crystal.
Regash has something.
All right,
It's
one
not like
second.
She's going to
Connected
start.
to the
She's just
crystal,
going to
though.
start.
It's, like,
She's
in
going to
it.
start using them as like tug of war things.
You want the dogs to gnaw on the
Doggy-
crystal.
doggy tug-
Okay.
No. Tug of war on the chains. They're going to pull the chains off. Hopefully.
So the chain is embedded in the crystal. You want them to pull on the middle part.
They're going to tug of war it to break it together in the middle.
They can certainly try.
Yeah.
Do they have their own initiative, right?
Yeah. By the way, I've been muting myself to cough and then realizing that I'm streaming right now, and if I don't mute myself on stream, then I'm just coughing into the stream. So I gave up, and you're just gonna hear me cough now. Sorry.
All right. Roll initiative for your badger.
I don't know what
Test it.
their things are. Hang on.
I've got it right here. Badgers get nothing to their initiative, so it's 0. Flat roll.
2.
Okay. And then roll for both wolves.
I rolled a 7, but I don't know what their adds is.
The wolves get a +2.
So 9.
Okay. And do you want to roll a separate one for both the
No.
second wolf?
No.
So 9 for both of them.
Mhm.
Okay. That is the end of Malin's turn. Oof. All right. Brings us to Callus. What do you want to do?
Callus is going to whisper under his breath in Infernal, and he's going to whisper "Perish" as he casts Word of Radiance. I need con saves from both of these two.
Okay. I dig it. Constitution saving throws. They're not great at those. 6 from number 2. And a 7 from number 6.
Cool. Both of them fail.
Mm-hmm.
7, 5, 12. 12 points of radiant damage. Shoot both
Okay.
of them.
Oh boy. They look non-existent once you pull on up on them and cast that word of radiance. It is not pretty as these two disintegrate into balls of just ash and bone. The smell is horrendous, Callus, as you're that close to the two of them. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Don't think so.
Okay. That brings us to Thabin's turn. Thabin is going to make a quick run over, and he is going to use his action to use Ancient Wisdom, which means he is going to reach out and touch one of these arcane vessels and make an investigation check with advantage,
Thank you.
and gets to add his Arcana modifier as well. That's not a great roll, Taylor, but that's okay because baby boy's got some cute little numbers over here. So 13 plus his Arcana modifier, 23. Looking at what he's seeing here, May, in your head, it's weird. You're very rarely on the receiving end of your own tricks. But Thabin just slides into you and probably to Balthazar and Dio. These are enchanted. This one's got Death Ward held up on it. I can't speak for certain on the others, but just be careful when you hit these.
I don't know what that means.
Are we supposed to hit them?
I can't tell. They're holding creatures inside. This I can't see past, but this one looks like it has humanoid features. Very simple. Eyes are a little wonky, but bald, nothing.
How strong is Death Ward? Can we not just dispel it? Balthazar, can you not?
Balthazar would reply that he's not sure if he can dispel it, meaning Taylor doesn't know if dispel magic's on his spell list.
Don't think I saw it.
It's a good thing you're not fucking Balthazar, Taylor. Thomas, what the fuck's up?
Yeah, Thomas, does he have...
But I'm pretty sure there is not dispel magic.
He's not really...
Yeah, he doesn't have it in his spell list, but he happens to just have this scroll that says dispel magic.
Yeah, he's got that ability where he just sucks it and the magic comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's well known for his sucking ability.
He is, it's true. That is the end of Thabin's turn as we get up to the top of initiative order here. Rakesh, what do you want to
do? So Rakesh is... I guess he's seeing, so something. He's seeing May struggling with the chain.
Honestly,
So
Rakesh,
he's
I don't
gonna
know if
go-
this is doing anything. I'm just trying my best to make this not work anymore, whatever it's doing.
I can try something to help you with the chain.
By all means.
I'm gonna cast the decay on the chain.
Interesting. Okay. It's an attack.
If the target is tiny or small non-magical object, I don't think it's tiny or small.
I think it's magical.
And I think it's magical, yes.
It's none of the above.
As you reach out and grab this chain, Rakesh, you put your divine power into it. And you see it start to erode.
Okay.
Looking around, Rakesh, your passive between you and Maylin and Thaben kind of all investigating these together. It looks like the chain is just really holding things in place. It's going through the crystal down below the ice bed. It doesn't really look like it's holding any kind of arcane purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
Good to know. I will let the arcane to the competent people.
Anything else from Rakesh?
I'm gonna move right next to 9.
Okay. Yeah. I love it. All right.
So yeah, end of my turn.
That brings us to the first round of layer actions.
Layer.
The crystal in front of Maylin.
Great.
You hear the thum, thum, and you begin to feel the wave being put out. And you just see the crystal in the center, the vessel in the center begin to crack. The statuette in front of you puts off a slight, we'll call it aura, if you will. And you regain 4 hit points.
Oh. Okay. Okay. That's nice.
The second crystal, the one closest to Thaban and Balthazar, begins to do the same humming type pattern as the crystal in the center cracks a little bit more.
Thank you.
None of the creatures around show any sign of pain at this point. But those who speak Infernal, Shadow Cant, or Deep Speech.
Infernal.
Rakesh and Balthazar.
Hell yeah. Okay. This, you can't quite make out the words because it's such an old form of Infernal, but it is a very melodic chant, almost. And you realize it's coming from inside the crystals, like someone is talking. Callus, the voice you hear is familiar. And I'm going to message you to tell you whose voice you hear. As well as Thomas, I'm going to message you to tell you whose voice you hear and who Balthazar hears.
Now I'm confused. And you're mute.
It's
Bucks.
Lucian.
I don't know if I'm technically close enough to hear it, but I do speak Infernal.
Yeah, you'd hear one of them.
So who's hearing what? Like,
I messaged you, Thomas, Wombat. I've messaged you, and Buck. I am messaging you.
I also speak Deep Speech.
Yeah, so you still as such. All 2 familiar voices begin muttering something. And that is the end of the layer actions turns, bringing us to Anawana. Anawana, what do you want to do?
She's still playing defense, I think. So, can she smack 7 a couple times?
Definitely go ahead.
Just use the dice and do me on. They have been too terrible. 12 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
9 points of fire damage.
Okay. Number 7, as you kind of bash through him one more time, who's already aflame, his body just turns to literal ash. He is a pile of literally nothing before you.
Okay. Was there a mind link with
Mhm.
May before all this?
Not with Anawana. She's got an ear cuff.
Can she use that as an elemental?
Your magic items are not of access to you. You keep
No.
your intellect stats, but you don't have your stuff technically.
Yeah. I think she's just gonna move this way then.
Okay, sounds good. That brings us to number 7, who is Dunzo. Dio, as you're sitting here thinking to yourself, am I really hearing what I'm hearing? Is someone fucking with me? Is this something? The voice is too genuine. Like sometimes when people manipulate the appearance or the presence of somebody else, they can't get the cadence right. Their inflections are wrong. The verbiage they use is either too formal or too casual. But everything about this says you're right in your assumptions that this is really who you're hearing.
Okay. Yeah, it's my turn.
What do you want to do with your turn?
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move. Sorry. And then I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Centered. Can you see my line?
Yep.
Okay, so it'll be centered at the start of it, and it'll get 30 foot radius. So it should be everyone.
Yeah, it covers your whole party. Do you count Fabin as
Fucking
friend? No? Okay.
He's a benefit till he's dead.
good man.
Okay.
Zayu will be a great god.
How much
Everyone
healing do they all
gets-
get back?
Everyone gets 19 points back, which
Whoa.
isn't great, but whatever.
Whoa.
Decent.
I mean, that's pretty decent amount, honestly. Anything else from Dio?
Yeah, as a bonus action, Balthazar will hear jaunty brothel music ring through his ears. And he'll have inspiration.
Excellent. All right. Speaking of Balthazar, it is Balthazar's turn. What's he going to do? You're muted, Thomas. Good try, though, baby.
So two things. What is the dice of your inspiration?
I think it's a D10 at this level, isn't it?
Hold.
Do.
Yeah, so it is in fact a D10.
Okay, good. And Balthazar is gonna look around him, like, where is looking for Eleanor? Blah, blah. Eleonora, sorry. And he's wondering where it came from. Or do I know? Do I like know where it came?
Using Balthazar's passive perception, mixed with his passive insight, It's coming from inside one of the crystals.
Okay. Can they be stuck in there?
You're not sure. That's what you're assuming at this point.
Yeah. What will Balthazar do?
What would
Cool.
Balthy do?
He will smash it, but I don't know what will happen.
It's up to you.
Yeah, why not?
All right, you're gonna attack the fourth crystal, or the third crystal. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. How are you attacking him?
Fireball.
Yeah,
Just one fireball.
yeah. For the three of them, no. Shocking grass, maybe.
Okay. Is it a shocking grass an attack or a save?
It's an attack. It's an attack.
All right, go ahead and make an attack.
So that's 18.
Okay. As you reach out and grab this crystal in front of you, Balthazar, you take 9 points of force damage as it pushes out back vibrations towards you. Go ahead and roll damage.
Wow. 16, 21.
21
I
points.
Electricity damage.
Okay.
I rolled like
Okay.
2, 8, and 1, 5.
As this electric energy comes out of the palm of Balthazar's hand and goes into this crystal, the infernal words that some of you have been hearing and recognize to be the voice of Alanora Lightless, Nee Moonshadow, just comes into your head at a higher pitch. Like someone's in pain, like that squeal of hurt comes through presently in your ears.
Okay.
Anything else from Balthazar?
After experiencing that, he will say, I think it's connected to the life of... I have so much difficulty returning. Eleanor.
We know what you're
Yeah.
trying to say. We're picking up what you're putting down, bestie.
Say Mrs. Lucian.
Yeah.
We'll know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that there is Lucian in the other one, and
Yeah.
No,
Whoever it
yeah,
is, and-
but if you don't want to say Eleanor, I'm coming up with alternatives for you.
okay.
Empress.
Wife.
Wifey.
Yeah, for the Empress, yeah. But yeah, he's going to say, I think it is connected to the life of the Empress.
Do we break them out?
No, because when I tried, we heard a scream of pain.
But what if we just break
the
the
Empress.
crystal? Like, physically break it? Will they come out?
I can try to punch it. Button punch it, but I can try with
If
my
Eleanor's in that
weapon.
one, who's in these?
Anything else from Balthazar?
Yes. He will try with his rapier to see if physical damage does something different.
Piercing damage
Okay.
on a crystal.
Go
Good luck.
ahead and make an attack. What rapier does Balthazar have?
A basic bitch.
Okay, roll an attack.
17 plus 8. So, yeah, plus 8. So 24.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, that's 8 plus 4. That's 12.
As you kind of take your rapier and make this like offhand but purposeful attack, Balthazar, you see the metal on your blade just chip slightly. It doesn't look like it does any damage to the crystal in front of you.
Okay. So it seems like physical damage does nothing. And and that is Balthazar. End of turn.
All right. That brings us to the one that's toe to toe with Rakesh and can see Dio in the distance. He's going to make a multi attack at you, Rakesh. 2 hand swings and a bite. 5 does not hit. Another 6 does not hit. Jesus Christ. I need to start rolling physical dice. And a 20 does not hit. This creature, Rakesh, it's too focused on the music coming from Dio. It is enjoying the tune just as much as everybody else. Its hands go wide. Its mouth bounces off the shoulder pad of your shoulder blade. It did done messed up, and that is the end of his turn. Malin, it's up to your wolves. What are your wolves doing?
I don't know. Protecting me. They're holding. So that way I can keep on trying to fuck with this crystal.
Okay.
So they're going to wait for number 8 to come up, and then they're going to attack number 8.
Well, boy, howdy. Do you want to move them at all? Or are they okay where they are?
I mean, I can't. So, yes.
You want them closer to the edge?
Yeah. They're just going to
your
like
little
a little barrier.
Yeah, they're gonna just kind of make a little barrier. 2 wolves and a badger protecting the world. Truly a sight to see. Number 8 is going to crawl up, and it is immediately going to get chomped on by both of these wolves. Malin, go ahead and roll d20s, add 5.
Tactics.
They do, so go ahead and roll with advantage. +5 is their modifier to attack.
13 and 18 is the highest.
Both hit?
16 is the highest. Do they just get 1 attack each?
Yes, 1 attack each.
I mean, what's the damage for them?
2. That's the badger. 2d6 plus 3.
There's number
That's
1.
a lot.
They're big. They're large creatures.
Yeah, I
10
forgot they're
points.
dire wolves. Like they're a little chonky.
10 points for that one. And 10 points for that one.
Excellent. Yeah. This little guy is he's like got his hands on top of the ice platform and he's starting to pull
they're going
himself
for the
over.
hands. They're specifically going for
Yeah.
the hands.
He's like starting to pull himself over. He's put in the work to push his body up, but then these 2 dogs start yipping at his fingers and he loses grip as you just hear him like bat against the side of this ice structure as he falls down and takes enough fall damage that he's no longer a problem in this situation.
So they're just going to keep
He
doing
is
that.
nothing.
We don't have to come back to their turns.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to May. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
I am taking the portable ram out of the bag of holding.
Mhm.
And I am going to try to crack this crystal.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack.
This is +4 because of the ram. And I assume I'm not proficient, so it's just +4, right?
Just +4. Yeah.
7.
You're just ramming away. That hits. You can roll damage if you want from the ram.
I don't know what the damage would be. It's just meant to break stuff.
Let's call it yeah, you hit it. But similar to what you watched happen with Balthazar's rapier, it kind of just like glances off. It doesn't look like there's any splintering or shattering or spidering in the crystal. It doesn't look like there's a chip or anything. Looks unfazed.
Fabian, how do I get them out?
He's literally going to look at you confused. This is not my area of expertise. I am not one to contain in crystal. Anything else from Malin?
I want to know how much of this is real. Just a real check.
What do you mean real?
Roll
Please tell me
sanity.
more.
I want to know. Yeah, I want a sanity check. I want to know if the things inside the crystals are real, if they're really our friends, or if this is carcerai bullshit.
You can either make an insight check or go off your passive.
Passive insight. Let me double check what that is. I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
18. Better than my passive.
You have no reason not to believe these to be the people you know. You know they were missing. You had loose information that pointed them to be in carcerai.
What do I think is in
So
the middle?
there's nothing. You have no idea. You can make an Arcana check on your next turn, or religion check if you want.
David, what is in the middle of this? What are they powering? And I'll leave it at that. Hope that he helps me.
All right, brings us to Callus. Callus, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Callus just reaches out and grabs the horns on the nearest one of these outer pedestal things.
Yeah,
He just grabs it, holds onto
grabs
it.
them, holds on to them. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Maybe 14.
Okay. The pain you're feeling is unlike anything you've ever felt. Kind of like when your foot goes numb from not moving, your hands begin to go numb, Callus, as the sting and the pressure from this crystal begins to almost suck life out of you. Can you roll 2d10s, please?
I can indeed. 8. I think I just rolled a d20 because I'm pretty sure it's impossible to roll a 15 on a d10.
I mean, you know,
So
those
yeah,
new
that was
fangled d10s out there.
8 and a 2.
So you
You're
take
not-
10 points of necrotic damage.
You're not the
As
same.
part of your life force begins pulling into this crystal, and those around Callus watch it begin to thum, thum, begin to give that soft blue glow that the other two crystals are giving off. Anything else you would like to do, Callus?
Was that my action to grab it?
I will call it your free object interaction.
Nice.
Kind and benevolent is what I am.
Yeah, cool.
The panic in the face right now. Not sure what to do. Doesn't know how to proceed.
I got a great idea. Use your acrobatics to swing your legs up and use your grippy ass feet to grab the other two horns.
Yep, checks out.
Yeah,
Callus is
adamantine
known
plate
for
has
two
grippy
things.
feet, right? Like the happy
Callus-
fun.
Callus
plate
is known
Disposable
for
slippers.
two things. Everyone knows, anyone who is a true Cast Exposition fan knows the two things that Callus is the most well known for. And it's the fact that he is so
Doors and
acrobatic
grippy
and
feet.
agile, and the fact that his feet literally look like human hands. He's got opposable thumbs on those motherfuckers.
Obviously. It's an important part of our lore here.
And then the other thing is that Rakesh wears grippy socks because he's too fast,
Because he's from the
and sometimes he'll
institution.
slide. Yeah,
Um,
because he's an insane old man.
So while Callus is holding on to these, he feels this like this thing's pulling at his life energy, right? It's
Yeah.
like sort of draining him. He's going to try and interject with it by whilst he's holding on to it. He's going to sort of try and put a barrier of his own holy magic in between himself and this thing, and sort of like try and feed that into it instead by expending a first level spell slot and just pumping cure wounds into it.
Okay. Interesting. Go ahead and roll healing from the cure wounds.
Why are you smiling?
That's an interesting choice. I
Our
kind of liked it.
God is an awesome God. He
11.
And
Okay. I'll keep note.
I was like, who can be the third one? And
Do you continue to hold on, Callus, at the end of your turn? Okay.
He doesn't say anything, but he just hopes that people can read his mind.
I figured out who it is.
His wife
Sabin
can.
is going to get close onto the other side. And he's just gonna like, I don't know how to say this. You know that meme where that lady's got her hands on her knees and she's hunched over, like looking at her breath? That's Thaben right now. He looks confused. He's down. He's looking. His head's peering. He's pulling back. He's kind of humming and hawing. And I think this thing's going to blow. This vessel has very powerful magic on it, and I don't like it. And he is going to use his action to cast Misty Step over to Maylin. I think we should back up. And he is going to reach out and put a hand on you and wait till his next turn. It's your Badger's turn. What do you want your
Badger is
your
going at the... Can we just say that they're all going at the same time? Can we just all put them at the same
Get the
initiative?
badger. Get the badger and the wolves to hold them. Sacrifice them to save God or whatever's in here. Jesus.
Yes, Jesus is in there.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
Easter, baby.
So the
Open
Badger's just
tomb.
hanging out with the wolves, watching the
Yeah.
edge
Yeah,
valiantly.
they're watching to see if anything's
All right.
coming up after me.
Top of the round, Rakesh. What do you want to do?
4 attack on that son of a bitch.
Go ahead and attack.
So 12, 23, 20, and 9. But it's a nat 1.
All of them hit, except for the nat one.
Okay. That's shit roll. It's a shit roll. So +4. Okay, so it is 10, 7, 6. So 23 bludgeoning damage. Magical bludgeoning.
Okay. The creature in front of you, Rakesh, and Dio, you can kind of see it. It falls backwards to the point where it knocks down onto the ground, and you can kind of just hear its ice-formed skull just cracking against the side of these ice cliffs as it drops down. You hear the sploosh of the water below. It is no longer a problem for you to deal with. Anything else, Rakesh?
I'm gonna move right here
Okay.
and see what happened. If you can help.
Crystal
Yeah.
1. Sorry, go ahead.
And that's what.
Okay. The first crystal, the one closest to Maylin, pushes out that energy again. Malin, Palace, Balthazar, Rakesh, and Thaben all take 4 points of healing
Ooh.
from the crystal. Those who heard the infernal cries before, that feminine high-pitched squeal comes out again as you get healed from this crystal. Those over by, so Callus, that voice you're hearing, that friendly, oddly comforting voice, you watch as this crystal begins to glow blue and the crack on the ice begins to expand, going to that middle pot, that vessel in the center. And you take 6 points of necrotic damage as it thumps out at you. The third crystal, no one nearby feels anything, but you just still hear that infernal chanting. And as all 3 crystals are now lit up, the ground below begins to crack. Can I please have Anawana and Rakesh and Balthazar please make me dexterity saving throws?
Okay.
And I go by the fire elemental's dex, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a 16, not a 14. Because fire elemental has 2 more dex than Anawana does.
Perfect.
And Balthazar is a 14 and a
Okay.
26 for Rakesh.
All right. Balthazar, Anawana, and Rakesh, you all manage to literally jump out of the way as the ground begins to split, going onto either side of this large 10-foot wide crack that jettisons out from the platform. Brings us to Anawana's turn. Anawana, what do you want to do?
Can she still squeeze through to try and get to the chain?
It is 10 foot wide, so if you want to try and jump, by all means, or you can go around the long way behind Balthazar into the between.
Funny. Yeah, she can go the long way and still not hit. She goes there. She's a fire elemental, so she's going to try and coalesce herself onto the chain.
Okay.
See if that'll help heat it to break it.
All right. And do you have to roll damage every time
For
when you like pass through something?
that's how we did it originally, because she said
Perfect.
don't do the base thing.
Go ahead and roll damage.
7.
Okay. It looks like you're putting some strain on this chain, Anawana. It looks like your heat, it's turning it kind of not quite red hot yet, but it is very much on its way to red hot.
As long as someone doesn't tell her no, or there's nothing she can hear, she just condenses.
We don't know what to do. Do it.
All right. Anything else from Anawana?
Nope. her goal is to coalesce and break this chain with heat.
All right. Dio, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
First off, what the fuck's this black line again?
It's like a crack in the ground.
Okay. I was pretty sure that's what it was, but didn't want to sound like a fucking idiot. I'm gonna jump the crack.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Oh, that's so easy for me. He says rolling in that one probably.
Be
fucking
positive.
22, motherfucker.
Yeah, you get across no problem. You're good.
And then I get up here, and I'm gonna hold this one.
You're gonna hold the crystal?
Crystal, do the same thing Cows is doing. I'm gonna do it. I wanna. It seems like a good idea.
Okay. Go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw.
That's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. An 8.
An 8?
I failed.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make roll 2d10.
Don't tell me what to do. Kidding. Literally a fucking 8. Like total. So it's a 7 and a 1.
Yeah, you take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Easy.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Listen, okay, I'm going to, in fact, I am going to do something. I am going to cast another Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
So everyone will get back 24 points of healing.
Whoa.
That's big.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's huge.
It was a really good roll. It was a fantastic roll.
Anything else from Dio?
That'd be it for me.
Okay.
Now.
Rakesh Thomas, could you remind me of Balthazar's dexterity modifier?
+4.
+4, you say?
Yes, I see.
Oops.
Okay. It's Balthazar's turn first. What would you like to do?
I don't know what I'd like to do. Can I investigate the thing in the middle?
Yes, you may. Go ahead. Make an Arcana check for me.
Mm-hmm. So that's 17 plus 10, 27.
It looks like before you see what looks to be a ceramic vessel, almost like a ceramic vase, an urn, if you will. You recognize 6 symbols on the outside of this vessel, Rakesh. The blue porcelain lid on top has split into 3 pieces, and the cracks line up perfectly with the 3 crystals on either side of this space. What you can deduce, Defecto Balthazar, is that this held something or someone, but whatever was in it ain't in it anymore. Anything else Balthazar would like to do?
Can I destroy it?
How do you want to do it? What are you going to do?
Fireball.
Fireball.
No. Might be
Don't destroy it. We might have to put him back.
It's up to you, Balthazar. What are you doing?
He's not actually Balthazar.
First.
You're trying to put it back together?
Pick it up. Yeah.
You're picking up the pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. In your inventory, you now have, we'll call it, just call it broken porcelain for now. Just keep note of that you have a broken porcelain urn.
Okay. But I cannot do this because...
Yeah, just remember to tell Chris after.
So, broken...
Broken urn. Is that the end of Balthazar's turn?
Yeah. Because I'm small brain, so I don't know what else to do.
I love you. Okay. From the end of this cavern, this crack, this newly formed crevice in the ground, a faint red glow begins to appear. The infernal chanting that was previously only loud enough that some of you heard it is now loud enough that everybody hears it.
The fuck is that?
The voices are strong. You hear now very clearly hear the voice of Alanor Lightless, and you recognize it. The tone is right. You hear the comforting sounds of Haragash speaking to you out loud. And then the last is Lucian speaking these infernal chants. They sound much more natural from him, a little strange from everybody else, but the voices are much more clear. Those who speak infernal hear just the repetition of the names of the sigil necklaces you've been searching for over and over again. Almost in perfect rhythm, with now like a heartbeat that's coming from the ground below you. And at the end of the way, you see a large creature holding themselves in a form about the size of Anawana. Exposed rib cage, tattered red and gold robes, inset sickly face, little to no flesh present. There is a gape in the chest where something should belong, but you can't quite see anything in there. It's hollow. His left eye, nothing but an empty cavern, and on his right hand is a gauntlet of sorts made of basically pure gold. And you just hear him take a deep breath. A long, chest-filling deep breath. And as he exhales, I need everybody in a 122-foot cone.
That's everyone.
That's everybody. To make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, Taylor, question.
Yes.
Buck thinks they know. Dio being ultra religious, is it obvious who this fucker is?
It is very apparent to every single one of you.
Okay,
Can I cast counter spell on this?
Well, then I look at my great aunt Cassie and say, "What are you doing here?"
Is
Sorry.
it a spell?
One
or-
last joke before we all die.
Let me read the verbiage.
Save the counter
I got a
spells.
25.
This might be fun.
Yeah, don't
Just don't die.
counterspell.
You want to counterspell? Last chance.
Why does people don't want the counter spell?
You want to counterspell it? 3.
Yes.
It's your choice, Thomas. Okay.
Yes.
He is going to use Dread counterspell against you. What level are you counterspelling at?
Chris said that in his ring there is the 5th level counter spell.
Okay. He is going to make an intelligence check because this is just a racial counterspell. This is not 18 plus 5. Your counterspell fails, Balthazar, and you take a total of... I don't have enough d6s out
Told
for
you not
this.
to.
1, 4, 8 points of psychic damage, and everybody continues on with their Constitution saving throws. Dio, what'd you get?
Natural 1.
That is 27 points of necrotic damage, Dio, and you are frightened of the soulless one. Anawana, what'd you get?
19.
You take 27 points of necrotic damage and you're frightened of the soulless one. Maylin,
20.
you take 27 points of necrotic damage and you are frightened.
So I failed?
Yes.
Okay.
Rakesh,
Nat 1 for 3.
27 points of necrotic damage and you are frightened.
My echo's gone. If somebody
Womp.
can delete that for me.
Yep. Callus,
25.
that is a pass. You take 13 points of necrotic damage and you are not frightened.
Cool.
With that, the soulless one is going to...
Balthazar is a fail. If you want to know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Balthazar. 27 points of damage. And he is frightened. He cannot move willingly towards the target. The soulless one is going to blast himself forward and use Afterthought to make 2 attacks at Balthazar.
Whoa.
31 to hit.
That it?
The next one is a 19.
That does not it.
So he's going to take 6 points of piercing damage
Mm-hmm.
and 11 points of necrotic damage.
So 17 total.
And we are considering him, the term used is, we're just calling him afflicted currently. So keep note of that for his next turn. But the second attack misses.
So what does that mean?
You'll find out. Don't worry, I'll tell you.
Okay,
I got you, bestie. You're good. Just make note that Balthazar is in danger.
Oh, good to know.
It's Vecna.
And he just kind of looks around, and in this whispery, drawn out, disappointed voice, let's prioritize a new world. And that is the end of his turn, bringing us to Maylin. Maylin, what do you want to do?
Maylin drops to her knees and takes a bonus action hide behind this crystal.
Yep.
And puts her hands on this crystal. Does she know who's in here? Can she hear who it is?
You touch it?
Yes.
Right in front of you, you touch the crystal and the infernal chanting. You're hearing Lucian's voice come through.
She drops the mind link with everyone and mind links with Lucian.
Okay. Is it an action to drop or an action to open?
Action to open.
Okay. I'll allow you a sentence if you like.
Lucian and Vecna.
Okay, what do you say?
Just to Lucian. Tell me how to get you out.
Okay. That brings us to Callus. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
Yeah, okay. Um, yeah. Callus leaps over this central point. And he fights Vecna.
Casual Fleep fighting Vecna. Truly. I just
Fleep
assume
I
every
fight
day is
Vecna.
every Fleep. Go ahead and make an attack, but make sure you break down the damage type for me, would you?
Okay.
While he's attacking, all of my animals are dead.
Okay. Goodbye, animals. It was so fun having a honey badger on the screen for a few moments.
For a hot second.
Just a hot second of honey badgering.
Okay, the first one was a 16 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. The next one was a 22.
That hits. Roll damage.
Sweet. Okay, that is 9 points of magical slashing damage.
Perfect. Anything else?
Actually, action surge.
Doing it again.
Not quite.
Oh.
Action surge, and then Callus just clasps his hands together, and red cord shoots out in four directions. One goes to May, one goes to Balthazar, one goes to Dio, and one goes to Rakesh. And as long as each of these lot are within 30 feet of any one of each other, they can add a d4 to any check or roll or save per turn.
Sounds good to me. Is that the end of Callus's turn?
That is all.
All right. Brings us to Thaben. Thaben is going to look down to May. He's like, do you want to put space between you or not? As his hand is on your shoulders, you've dropped down.
I need to get them out first.
Suit yourself. And he is going to grab onto his ring one more time, and he is going to cast Dimension Door, banting back to here. But as he casts Dimension Door, his body begins to stretch and morph as he looks around, giving himself that space from the rest of you as he slowly begins to shift into his dragon form. Which brings us to the top of the round at Rakesh. And this is where we're going to take our cute 5-minute break. Get everyone some new water. Everyone can go to the bathroom before we get into the nitty-gritty of this combat. If our stream is still on and you're still watching, thank you. We love you. We'll be right back.